in all, I would stray away from this. I would go back to the tank top. It's just the classic look, and I don't think, no matter what they do, I don't think players are ever going to be ready to accept this change.
The problem is it's about money. It's as simple as that. This is all about money. It's easier to sell. The NBA is still a business. Professional sports is still a business, and their job is to make money. And even if it does affect a player, we all know the truth. And the truth is that people are not going to stop showing up to games because jersey sleeves bother players. It's a plain fact. There's too much of a strong fan base in the NBA right now for something as simple as that to stop people. It just doesn't look good, and I feel like players should be able to play at what they feel is their best possible. And they're thinking about replacing the heritage jerseys, like the Rip City jerseys for the Blazers, the Motor City jerseys for the Pistons. Both could be replaced by sleeve jerseys next year. They're thinking about it, and I really hope they don't, because those Rip City jerseys are some of the best in the NBA. But speaking of jerseys, it's time for Rookie's Rant. The nickname jerseys. I promised you last week that I'd go on a rant on this. I did not like it when I heard about it, and I didn't like it when I saw it on the court between the Heat and the Nets. The jersey is the way to identify the player. When you have nicknames, people don't go around with driver's license and have their nicknames on it, right? I don't have. If I have a driving license, it's not going to say Rookie on it. It's going to say Ledger. That's my name. Jerseys is how you identify with someone. It is the jersey on their back is how you are going to be remembered. They're not going to hang up Jay Shuttlesworth in the TD Garden one day. They're going to hang up Allen. And why? It was because Ray Allen was making those shots, not Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Oh. Can we have a little debate here now?
Yes, exactly. Because this was starting to bother me. And it gets worse. It gets worse. When they met with Barack Obama, the jersey they gave him said POTUS on it.
That's normal.
That's fine enough, I guess. I just.
That's normal. That's not doing a nickname jersey. That's just normal.
Everyone does POTUS for the wood.
It's common.
No, I know what POTUS is. I don't think they do it on other jerseys.
Jake, I understand what you're saying about wanting to identify them, but this is not all. It doesn't. Everything has to be perfect and serious. Look, one game a year, really, it's going to kill you that much. Personally, I liked it. I like Jay Shuttleworth. That's one of the best nicknames. I think that the players enjoyed it a little bit too. It's kind of fun, For once, they don't have to wear the jersey. It's just a relaxed look. You just have the nicknames. It's not a big problem for me. If it became an everyday thing, I would agree with you 100%. I'd be like, nope, can't do it. But it's a once-a-year thing. You know what? Do it. Have fun for one night. Have the Jay Shuttleworth, have Coltrane, have King James, have the Russian version of AK-47. That's all they have to do. It's one night. I don't see a big issue with it.
Jake, can I go in here?
Of course.
I'm gonna agree with. I think it's a fun, random thing. I mean, it's kind of like saying, I don't know exactly how to say this, but like the driver's license thing. This is not a driver's license. This is not as serious. The number is actually really how you identify the player. If you think about it, have you ever seen a team? There's teams that don't have jerseys that you can really read the names on. It's identification. I mean, it's true you want to identify the player, but I can identify the player if it says that name. You know the nickname. That's the thing.
Do you? Who's MT? Question. Who is MT? Who is MT7?
I don't care. No.
Exactly.
You can still identify. I probably don't even know the player who is it by the way.
But you would if you saw his last name.
There's the NBA. But still.
No. You're identifying a guy. If you see MT7, you want to figure out who this guy is. Now, instead of looking at the back of their jersey where their name is supposed to be, you got to find some other way to do it, and people aren't going to care.
The number is technically the way you're supposed to identify, though. There are multiple college football teams that do not have numbers. This is like saying every single college football team has to put names on their jerseys, even though there are multiple teams.
No. This is a professional sport.
Baseball as well. Baseball. Yankees, Red Sox do not. The best rivalry in sports. In baseball, at least. does not have it. Look, there are NBA teams, and you know what? If you're going to trash on not being able to identify them, I understand you can identify them as the Pistons, but if it says Motor City, that does not say Pistons on it.
It does not say. If that says Rip City on it, it doesn't say Portland.
It just
doesn't say
seems.
Trailblazers. It says Rip City. That's a nickname for the city.
That's it feels demeaning almost to each player. Like, at what point are we going to start calling it, OT squared if they get into double overtime? At what point?
Well, it wouldn't be OT squared because it's OT plus OT, not
OT plus OT.
times OT. Your math is off.
Your math is off. Well, sorry, I'm no mathematician, faux shizzle, my nizzle. Ryan, what do you think?
Jake, like both of them, I think this is a good idea. The NBA, even with the sleeve jerseys, the verity, that all the jerseys, all the, sometimes even a different court decals. I think the NBA and it's, all this new jersey stuff, it's what makes it unique. It's not the no fun league with Roger Goodell or the monotonous.
Oh, are you trying? Hold on. We might have to get into a different debate here, and it's one that needs to be made. Are you implying that Roger Goodell is worse than David Stern?
Yes, David Stern is probably, besides Paul Tagliabue, the best commissioner in all of professional sports. He brought the NBA from depths of complete and utter darkness to this giant empire that it is now. He brought it out of drug problems. He brought it out of revenue.
He brought it out of drug problems.
Problems.
David Stern brought the NBA out of drug problems. David Stern went in as Dr. Phil, as Oprah, and said, "Don't do drugs," and so they didn't, and therefore, David Stern is the greatest commissioner of all. No. This is not David Stern who's stopping drug use. He was good at the beginning of his term. But as the years have gone on, now it's about time he's done. Nuclear winter.
Jake, can you list a couple things that David Stern has done that have bugged you?
I can name one. I can name one. I think everybody, Jake, I think I know what you're going to say. Is it going to be the Chris Paul to the Lakers trade?
And that brings us into our next topic. Who is to blame for the Lakers' downfall right now, or who deserves to take more of the blame? David Stern or Dr. Buss's son, who... he was raised under Mr. Buss, and then he threw the franchise under the bus.
No.
Who
Carl,
is more...
you got to go second. I haven't started yet. Don't be mean to me, Carl.
So here's the question.
I haven't started yet either.
Who's more to blame? Buss Jr. now. Sure, hold on, let me just give the intro to the topic. Buss Jr. is a terrible owner. He does not know how to run a team. He is the man responsible for many of the Lakers' problems these days. However, David Stern was the one who originally did not allow the Lakers trade to go through to get Chris Paul. I don't know why he would do this. Perhaps it was to prevent Dan Gilbert from spontaneously combusting. But this team could have had Dwight Howard, Andrew Bynum, Chris Paul, and Kobe Bryant at the same time. And even if he told us beforehand that he was not going to allow this trade to go through, they wouldn't have worked to clear cap space and gotten rid of Lamar Odom. And if Lamar Odom stayed in the Lakers, who knows if maybe all of this could have been prevented. It's not. I'm not going to blame Lamar Odom's life problems on David Stern. It's Lamar Odom's fault, but I'm saying that there is a role David Stern played in this. Who is more to blame? Ryan.
I'm going to start, and I'm going to say it's definitely Bud, but not directly him. The hiring of D'Antoni, I don't think there's been a worse hire in the past 4 or 5 years in professional sports.
Wait, question. Who hired D'Antoni?
I know Jerry Buss did.
Okay. That's Buss's problem. Buss had the chance to bring in Phil Jackson. He didn't. He let his ego get in the way. Personally, I'm not the biggest David Stern fan, at least in the later years. At the beginning, he was fantastic. He changed the NBA. But as the years went on, he got worse and worse. This is Buss's fault. Absolutely. The lack of competence he has continued to exhibit when running one of the greatest franchises in the history of the NBA, only to really compete with the Boston Celtics, is inexcusable. And Laker fans out here aren't used to that. Purple and gold is supposed to compete for a championship. But he did not commit to rebuilding after signing Kobe to all that money. He had so many chances to make this a better team, and he didn't. They could have Phil Jackson as their coach right now. He didn't. He didn't have to fire Mike Brown right away. He did. He is letting his ego, his personality, this self-centered drive get in his way. He's not allowing help from other people. He is running this franchise into the ground. Noah?
Look, David Stern obviously played a part in this. There is no question about that. But it's not only Buss. This is the whole Lakers organization, because though he's running a lot of it, this is a team that has succeeded so much. And don't tell me really about how the Lakers are supposed to compete year in and year out. It's not easy. Look, teams that are great fall off. The Bulls did it after Jordan left.
The Lakers are not the Bulls. The Lakers are not the Bulls.
Oh, okay. So every great team continues to win. Look at the Yankees now, too. The dynasties that happened before, they don't exist anymore.
I'm okay with...
It will not happen again.
I'm okay with bad years, but I'm not okay when these bad years could have been avoided by simple common sense in the front office.
I understand. Okay, yes, I agree with that. But on my point, yeah, it's the organization's fault, because look, you go to the 2011-2012 year, coached by Mike Brown. This team, first in the division, third in the Western Conference, lost in the conference semis to OKC. This team does not look bad. Just after that, it fell apart. This whole team, bad signings, old players, doesn't work. It doesn't work. Look, you sign old players like the Nets did. Sure, the Nets are starting to turn it around a bit, but it's the same thing. Signing old players to build a super team does not work. Steve Nash was not a good signing. The signing they just did with Kobe Bryant, horrible. It was a massive mistake. And I don't think they will realize it until come free agency. Nobody really wants to go there. Because I'm sorry, I don't see Melo going there. I don't care if the Lakers have that appeal. After how they've been doing, after the contracts they've given, I don't see him going there. It's just they're driving their team into the ground by trying to keep Kobe there, by giving him an obscene amount of money. This team has done bad decision after bad decision, may it be coaching, through free agency, through trades, just not good decisions all around.
The buck stops at Mr. Buss's consent. And the choices he has done, he's followed through with, just do not fit the bill of an owner of any professional sports franchise, let alone one as prestigious as the Los Angeles Lakers. And he's afraid to lose. He wants to win now because he thinks that if he has any losing seasons, he will never be as good as his father and people are going to judge him that way. He's afraid to rebuild. He is afraid to lose right now to benefit this franchise long term, and that's what's hurting the team. And you know what? Kevin Love might come in 2015, maybe. Russell Westbrook might. But Mr. Buss is doing everything he can to make sure that doesn't happen with the decisions he's made right now. Carl?
I'm just gonna... First off, I'm gonna say, just straight up, this is owner's fault. And often, it's very... I don't know. I wouldn't say it's all... Yeah, no. Very few owners could screw up a team like they have right now. But, man, have they screwed up. I recently went to a Laker game, and I would like to tell you about the players I saw playing for the Lakers. First, their starters, Sean Williams, Nick Young, Pau Gasol, who, after after the game, Jake, can you tell us your opinion of Pau Gasol?
Trash. I wanted him gone. That was the most depressing and pathetic performance I've ever seen from Los Angeles. Like, that was the worst New Year's Eve ever. If you would rather be watching Kathy Griffin and Anderson Cooper on